I did a Bachelor of Music with maths, and I became a music and maths teacher. When I started teaching, I just loved it. Such a wonderful thing to do with my life. And then in my late 20s, I got glandular fever, and then a few months later I got pneumonia. My health just crashed. So I was doing a bit of work, but only a few hours a week. That meant I couldn't pay the rent, and I didn't have enough money to support myself anymore. I stayed with friends for a few months, but that wasn't a long-term option, and so I set up a campsite on someone's property in the bush. You know, people go camping for fun, but not when you're sick, not when you're trying to work, and not for 5 years. Because of how I was living, I felt degraded. Living in a really difficult situation and having no way out is just beyond indescribable. I was incredibly lucky to have quite a number of friends who were saying, "We don't want you to be in this situation, let's work and see what we can do to get you out of this situation." My friends set about raising money. They raised enough, first of all, for me to buy this piece of land. And it was only because they said, "We won't give up until you have a place to live," that's the thing that kept me going. So I learnt how to be an owner builder, and I began to build a straw bale house, which I'm now living in, and can hardly believe how fortunate I am because of the generosity of so many people. I realised during that time, when people get to a certain level of disadvantage in their life, that they just cannot get out of it without some help. The fact that so many people were so generous to me at a time made me think about how I could be generous to other people who needed it. When I realised I would own my own house, then I had to make a will. And I decided, since this property and this house had been such a big gift, that it would be appropriate for me to give a gift as part of my will. I heard about Anglicare Victoria through the church that I was attending at the time. And the thing that really caught my eye was the Teach Our program to help kids who are at risk with education. Because I'm a teacher myself, it just did something in my heart, and I just went, "That is amazing." So I've made a bequest to Anglicare. I think that educational support for kids at risk can be such an important factor in their lives. I hope that my bequest makes life better for the young people who've had a really hard time.